story of your life. You know, what's the purpose of your life? You're good people to be here. Thank you very much. And thank you, Carp. Thank you, Watanabes. You're fantastic people. You can hear me okay? Okay. I'm dangerous with tech. My son knows. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk about what did I do already? I'm supposed to talk about intact families. Are they important? And is there any urgency about this issue? I think for you young people, as been mentioned by many good points already made, you want happiness and love. It's natural. And I'm aware that even if you have a wonderful boyfriend or girlfriend, you're not so sure if this love is going to last. And looking at divorce, you're not so sure about getting married. And even, how do you find a good potential mate? Maybe you're very uncertain about having children. I think they're legitimate questions because of the atmosphere that we're in. So my talk is going to addressing intact families, married mothers and fathers, but in no way am I demeaning or disrespecting the incredible work of single parents that love. Oh, I'm doing a PowerPoint. That's right. You hold it upside down, you have to press the other one. So, single parents are love their children just as much. No, 5 minutes, it can't be. Somebody tackle that guy. I'm in trouble. Okay, all right. But the data shows that as wonderful and loving as single parents are, the breakdown is one of the main causes for poverty across the board. Puts children at risk for physical abuse, sexual abuse. It presents a disadvantage academically for our youth. I'm going to go through these quickly. And the instability of a broken marriage means a lot of emotional distress and problems for young people. Cohabitation is often seen as, well, I don't want to get married because it doesn't work anyway, we'll just live together. But actually the breakup rate of cohabitation is twice as much. This is a national, international research. So that, again, brings instability to children, but also mothers and fathers. Okay, so we have a greatly sexualized world. The increase is very apparent, as has been mentioned before. Porn industry, we have a fantastic presentation about the porn industry. I mean, the porn sites receive more regular traffic than Netflix, Amazon, and Twitter combined. It's a huge industry. As been mentioned, the message in music and media, is degrading to females, and there's a strong correlation of risky behavior. What's the message to women as we objectify women sexually? Young women enter into a world where, in order to be loved, I have to be sexy, I have to dress sexy, I have to be open sexually. Therefore, I'm not loved. How are you going to feel loved if that's what you have to do? Feel loved. It doesn't work. The reason why I have this here, because I'm totally off my script, is maybe you know the Robert, no, never mind. Justin Bieber. He's got this song, right? What do you mean? He's kind of frustrated, he doesn't understand why he wants to have sex and what she's so hung up with. Well, instead of what do you mean, she's probably saying, what do you care about me? So women are forced into thinking they're going to get love, but it's a lie. You can't really feel loved unless you're known, unless there's that commitment and safety of marriage. Our sexualizing culture increases violence against women and boys too. That's increasing. We're having a wonderful presentation about sex trafficking but what about another confusing message is about yes, we need to decrease stereotyping of men and women. We need to expand what masculinity and femininity means. But to say that men and women are not different is not helpful. If I expected my husband to think and feel and emote and think about sex like I do, we are in trouble. And if I try to understand him as a man, there's peace and there's understanding and there's growth in both of our hearts, and that's a beautiful blessing. Men and women are different. Men have stronger sex drive. Women have a stronger intimacy drive. The combination is great for humanity. Keeps us going and keeps us taking care, bonded to each other and taking care of our children. Hooking up. The statistics say that women generally have to use alcohol to numb themselves because they want to feel loved, but they think, well, but this is supposed to be cool and good and I'm supposed to be liked by this, so it's very confusing. And depression is very common with hooking up. Dr. Donna Freitas did extensive interviews with college students around the country. And she spoke also to men. And in depth, when they get to really open their hearts, they too said, yeah, I actually would like a real relationship with a real girl. So I don't mean to give you guys a bad rap, but you're getting a bad rap. We want human connectedness. So what is sex supposed to be? It's supposed to be, because of the emotional fidelity, the sexual fidelity, the emotional safety, the commitment, you'll be there for me. Sex is this wonderful experience of being not just naked physically, but emotionally, spiritually, creating a oneness that is empowering, that is like nothing else. It's creating life and giving life. That's what God wants for you. And I'm telling you, sexualized culture is offering roadkill sex, not real sex. Really, 1 minute? Okay. We've really done a bad job of treating men. I think Dr. Rarick is going to talk about that. We're depriving men in a sexualized culture of being husbands and fathers because men need a goal in life, a purpose in life, and marriage really helps them. But happiness is plummeted. This is a recent study. Loneliness is huge. We have a real problem in our human beings today. It's widespread. This is a quote from Dr. Peril. He's looked at history and all the major cultures of the world and civilizations and how they have fallen and found patterns that are very significant. And talking about our time of day, he says, Western society and culture seem to be undergoing one of the deepest and most significant crises of its life. The crisis is far greater than the ordinary. Its depth is unfathomable, its end not yet in sight, and the whole of Western society is involved in it. He knows what he's talking about. But what does he say? Only the power of unbounded love can prevent the pending extermination of man by man on this planet. Without love, no armament, no war, no diplomatic machinations, no coercive police force, no school education, no economic or political measures, not even hydrogen bombs can prevent the pending catastrophe. There is no way out of the present triumph of barbarian force but through the noblest of all relations, the family. Time up, he says. Okay, what are we going to do? We're going to, we need secure belonging and trusting bonds and higher purpose to thrive and fulfill our optimal human potential. Every child longs to be loved by their mother and father who love each other. That is how they survive and thrive. Marriage protects the bond that children need. Love can only grow, deep, genuine love can only grow with commitment. To be genuinely loved, we need to be known. Marriage protects the emotional safety and sexual fidelity of love. So lasting love, complementarity, deepening through time and vulnerable sharing is what human beings want and deserve. Thank you very much. That went really fast. Okay, I have the honor of introducing Dr. Tim Rarick, who I have the pleasure to work with actually at the UN. Dr. Rarick is professor of Department of Home and Family at Brigham Young University in Idaho. He received his master's and doctorate degrees from Kansas State University in Human Development and Family Studies. He's worked with several organizations, I know, I've been there, to promote and protect the family through public policy, social media, and research. He also recently had a sabbatical doing great research at the Marriage and Family Research Institute for Catholic University of America. And he's particularly done research on the unique impact that fathers have on their daughters' sexual development, activity, and vulnerability to exploitation. He has spoken many times at the UN. The UN really needs him, and we really need him too, and we're lucky to have him. Let's give him a hand.